Alrighty, so we will start in either simple cross legs or Virasana, whatever is a stable seated pose for you. And feel that you're setting the legs well, where you're connecting into the ground, into the blankets that you're seated on. So you really want to feel the touch of the floor. Whatever's touching the floor, you know, it's like sharpen into that. And then hips firm in, pull the belly back and the sacrum forward. And then stabilize that feeling of the legs again, like they're sinking and steadying to earth. Just let your hands rest on your legs. Take your elbows back and open up across the chest. Pull the belly back again and start lifting up with energy in the spine and the trunk. And so there's the balance of the energy from the legs, it's down into earth, and from the waist, kind of a little bit below the navel, there's a rising action. And then bring your hands in prayer and close the eyes. Relax the eyes and face. Let that softening of the face begin an inward turning. Feel the breath, feel the shape of the chest. See if you can touch the in-breath into the chest evenly, front, side, and back. Right and left, receiving breath in the chest, front and back, receiving breath in the chest. And letting the breath draw you deeper inward, letting go of the day, coming into the body, coming into this moment. Say one Om aloud when you're ready. Inhale. Bow the head forward and continue to feel your breath. And then bringing your hands down to your legs, keep your head down and your chest open, feeling the breath in the chest. And raise your head and open up your eyes. Go ahead and if you're crossed, go ahead and change the cross of the legs. And then we're just going to take that head down position again. Let me turn my side to you really quickly. Just watch for one moment. So in that head down position, the elbows will pull back. You'll exaggerate the lift of the chest, and then you'll see if you can deeply lower the head. It shouldn't hurt your neck though. So sitting up nice and tall, pull your elbows back, pull your belly back a little bit. So the top of your shoulder, really roll it back, lift your chest, exaggerate the lift of the chest. And then lower your head. This time, let's keep the eyes open and really lower your head down. It shouldn't hurt your neck, but turn your head down as deeply as you can, and then take the tops of your shoulders back again. So you're really lifting the chest. Feel the breath. Pull the abs back a little bit. Lift your chest more. Lift your chest more. Lift your rib cage more. That's better. Good. And then let your head just float back up onto neutral position with the head. Good. Breathe. Alrighty. And then take your legs out and stretch up. Stretch your backs of your legs and your feet. So that head down position is the seated pranayama position. And I like to practice it every once in a while just so that we're becoming more familiar with the structure of it. All right. So either downward facing dog or child's pose. So if you can come to downward facing dog, just place your hands down, move your blankets, take your legs back and come up into your downward dog pose. If you can't take down dog for some reason, that's fine. You could do child's pose. But those that can, take thighs back strongly. So I know it's first pose, but really working the legs back and breathing, stretching arms and thighs back like I placed my hands there at the fronts of your thighs and I just held you back. It actually feels forceful. So fronts of the thighs to backs of thighs, and it's effort. It's doing, it's pulling, it's pushing, it's both. Yeah, and you breathe and you stretch your arms. If you need a rest at any point, of course, you'll rest, but if you can be here for a few more moments, bend your knees now a little bit and really take the hips higher. Move your middle spine in deeper. Yeah, breathe, straighten arms, and then see if you can keep that new spine position and begin taking thighs back again, hard back with the fronts of your legs, keeping that middle spine a little more set inward, if possible. Make sure you're breathing, and of course, if you need to rest, you come into a child's pose if you need to. Great, and now everyone child's pose, and just let yourself rest, arms resting, and making sure that the knees are comfortable. All right, and so if dog pose is not working on your shoulders, you can do the next version from a standing forward bend instead. But those that can come into downward dog do, and take that thigh hard back again, just like we did. And then if you can't be in dog pose, you could be in that standing forward bend. Good, now put your 2 feet together for a moment. Leave left foot on the ground and lift the right leg towards ceiling. Breathe and go up with the leg that's up, and then lower it. And when you're ready, second side. And really lift the thigh of the leg that's up. Push the thigh up. And lower it and down to child's pose. And then forward again, hands and knees. Turn toes and come into plank position. Lift your abs, lift your thighs. Pull the heels back, sternum and head forward. And then downward facing dog from thighs. And plank position. Pull belly up a little bit, keep breathing. Downward facing dog, 2 feet together, lifting right leg. Lift the thigh of the leg that's up. And lowering leg. Second side, lifting thigh of the lifted leg. Lower that leg, plank. Good, child's pose. So those that have shoulders that are a little bit fatigued can always do this from the standing forward bend version if you need to. So you're not putting that much weight into arms if you need to, okay? Back into plank position. Downward facing dog, lift right leg. Lower right leg, come to plank. Downward dog, lifting left leg. Lower leg, come to plank. Downward facing dog, lifting right leg. Now come forward to plank and lower your leg. And one more time, downward dog, lifting left leg. Come forward with your shoulders to plank and lower the leg. Be in plank. And now down dog and child's pose. Good job, you guys. My cat is looking at me like, why are you yelling? Come to seated and take a mild wide leg seated position. If you need to sit on a blanket for your low back, of course, you take that lift under hips if needed. Take your right hand and just slide it down right leg, left arm opening. Good, so your left ribs, just see if you can roll them up a little bit and your head might slightly follow. And then raise yourself back up to center, and then when you're ready, left hand, slide down, right arm opens, and then those right ribs, the top ones, just see if you can turn the ribs and your head might follow a little bit, your gaze. That's it. And then back up to the center. We're just gonna repeat on that first side. Breathe and roll the rib cage open. And back in center. Everyone looks great. Just do that on the other side. Breathing, rolling the ribs. And center. Now, just long spine, come forward a little bit in the center. Long spine. Press your legs down. So for some of us, this is it, you know, and low back. For some of you, you might even be better to sit back up if you need to. Those that are feeling like everything's pretty stable in the back, see if you could bring your hands onto your shins. Press the shins to the ground and lengthen the spine again. Make sure you're breathing. Legs go down. Really press the legs down as you rise back up, and let's go to Baddha Konasana if that's available to you. Sit nice and tall. Good, looks good. And then keep right leg and take the left one out. And then your right one, just make it comfortable. Wherever it feels the most comfortable for the ankle, knee, hip. That's right. Good. Okay, so revolve gently to the right, to the bent leg side. So just seeing if you can keep the legs nice and balanced and the spine nice and long, gently revolving right, breathing. Good, kind of keep your chest like this, rolling open to the right. But see if you can stretch your left hand down towards the left leg and begin leaning over the left leg. Now my back hand, when I do that, for me, comes off of the floor. But then see if you could just keep your rib cage turning open and start reaching your back arm away from the front arm. Make sure you're breathing. So for some of us with the lower back, maybe we just stay here. Those that are a little more flexible could possibly bend the front arm, that left arm, dropping it onto the straight leg and reaching the right arm up and over. And then firming your legs, your belly rise. Back up. Now just keep your legs. I mean, as long as that right knee is okay, just leave the leg position. And now we're going to turn towards the straight leg side. Yeah, just like you're doing. That's it. Like sitting up nice and tall, and I feel like I can't twist as much. So, you know, that might just be my scoliosis, but it might just be the way, you know, the back is, because we're facing now towards straight leg. And then see if you can start coming forward over the straight leg with a long spine. Make sure you're breathing. The bent leg, the outer thigh rolls down. Good. Good job, you guys. And then keeping the legs firm, belly firm, rise back on up. Let's just go to wide legs. So the leg that's bent, take it out into a comfortable, moderate wide leg position. Reach right arm down. Roll your left ribs open, left arm open. Breathing. Press the legs down. And then rising up, and then second side. So really try to roll your ribs open. That's it. Breathing, legs down. And then up. And now Baddha Konasana again. When you bring your feet into Baddha Konasana, see if you can get the pinky toe sides, the outer edges of your feet, and really touch them together. Feel the outer edge of your foot and see if you can touch it together. Even if your feet are less close to your body, just really feel the way that pinky toe side of your foot comes in. And then we're gonna change it. So we're going to straighten out the right leg. And then your left leg, make sure the foot and the ankle and the knee are comfortable, just however it feels the best. Sit up tall. And when you're ready, revolve to the bent leg side. So the legs continue to go down to ground, seeking floor. Spine is nice and long, and you're gently revolving to the bent leg side, breathing. Take your head back a little bit. That's better. So chest is really open. You know, if there's something going on in that left knee and you can't do this, of course you can just take the leg out straight. Taking right hand towards the right leg. Still keep your left ribs really opening like you were still twisting to the that leg side. And then if it's available to you, your back arm, your left arm, stretch it away from the right. And then maybe just stay here or lower the right arm down onto the straight leg and possibly reaching that back arm up and over. Breathing. And then legs firm, belly firm as you rise up. And then we're going to sit up in the center. And when we're ready, we're gently revolving now to the straight leg side. The legs stay. The outer left thigh turns down. That bent leg, the outer thigh turns down. Keeping spine long, see if you can come forward over your straight leg a little bit. But don't let the bent leg follow you. It still goes down. So you might not go very far. It's okay. And then sitting up center, and then when you're ready, back to wide legs. Really press legs to floor. Come forward in center with the long spine. Legs down. And then maybe creep a little further forward, but you know, of course, just what's available to you. So long spine, legs down. The more flexible people, you have to really take outer thighs down, backs of the thighs down, dominate there. If you're the more flexible person coming a little further forward, you have to dominate with the outer thigh down, possibly going to forearms if that's available to you. But certainly staying more upright if that's better in your low back. Those flexible people really press that outer thigh down and then raise the spine, raise the chest, and back, everyone back all the way up. Help your legs with your hands and join them straight forward in front, Dandasana. Really stretch backs of legs, hamstrings, buttock bones, hamstrings to heels. Spread across the soles of your feet, sit up tall. Squeeze your outer shins in and sweep the arms up with an in-breath and out with an out-breath. And let's try that again, sweeping, inhaling up, and then exhaling, reaching out. Good. Gentle twisting here. Right hand behind, left hand across, long spine. Really squeeze your legs together right where your front hand lands on that shin. Pin the shins together there. And then back to center, and when you're ready, second side. So that front hand pressing against the outer left shin, push there, and then the right shin pushes back to meet it. Nicely done, and then center. So oftentimes we need to sit up with blankets in this one. I'm gonna show you flat because some of you can try it flat. I'm gonna lean right hand to ground, bend both feet over to left side. So if this is difficult at all on hips or knees, then you're gonna grab blankets and sit on them. And when you sit on it, it's helpful if you sit on the narrow side, like that, so that you have space for your feet on each side of the blanket. So you could try it flat, or you could sit up a little bit if you want. Doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes I like to do it flat and just let it be kind of tilted. So good. Okay, so then right hand behind, left hand across. See if you can bring your left hand to the right knee. Pull your abs back a little bit and just turn right with open chest. Breathing and open chest. That looks great. Really good. Okay, and revolving center, swinging legs forward and other side. So I'm not giving a ton of instruction on the legs. Let's just see how it goes. And then sitting tall and revolving left. Pull the belly back a little bit. Open the chest, open collarbones. Yeah, that's good. And then center and sweep them forward. Okay. Do some little circles with your feet. All right, so lay on your back. Let's stretch your hamstrings a little bit. So just bend your legs, recline. When you're ready, catch the back of your right leg and straighten it, and then set the other leg on the ground if you can. And, you know, of course, if it's difficult, you just make it easier by bending the opposite leg if needed. Soft, steady breath. See if you can lower your belly a little bit. All right, so we're all here with the right leg up. Let's just do some real small micro movements with the right leg. So I'm moving it instead of toward my face and away from my face, I'm gonna move it a little bit right and left. And it's just like an inch on either side. So just two little tiny micro movements right and left. And I'm breathing. Belly down. Yeah, you got it, just like that. And now we're gonna go forward and back. Again, just that micro movement, like an inch. Forward and back, yeah. You got it. Good, let's go side to side again, just little tiny, you know, inside, outside, just a little tiny bit. And one more time, forward and back. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, good. And then let's change over and do the other side. So when you're ready, you'll catch the left leg. Optional to straighten the right one on the ground or have it bent. Just be here for a few moments, breathe, and get your belly to see if you can get your belly to sink and straighten up that left leg. Sometimes I do little circles with my feet. All right, so then we're gonna go side, side, little micro movements. Try to relax the belly. And then front and back. So really, really small movements, just like an inch, just like a tiny little pulse if it's, you know, yeah. And then side, side. So your hips don't really move at all. It's just a little tiny micro movement. And then front and back. This is just to get it to loosen up a little bit, potentially, for some of us, it helps. All right, so then hug knees into chest, both of them. And see if you could separate your knees and feet a little bit, and with your arms just kind of really pull down. Good. And then we're gonna leave the right leg as it is, and we're gonna set that left foot on the ground with the left leg bent. So left knee is bent, left foot is on the floor, and the right one, you're kind of holding it in, that's it. And then try to keep your thigh, your right thigh kind of close to your chest, but start straightening your right leg again. And now, you know, you feel like your thigh goes away from your chest, right? Take a breath. And then bend your knee, your right knee a little bit and pull it closer again to you with your arms. Keep breathing. And then just see if you can straighten the leg a little bit. You'll feel all sorts of things happening. Your hips might lift, and certainly your leg, your right leg is kind of pulling. You know, just work in, of course, a reasonable range. Good. Let's release this one, setting right foot to ground, leaving right leg bent. When you're ready, draw the left one in. Make sure you're breathing. Then just bend it first and really pull it under your chest. And then just try to keep it close to your chest as you stretch the left leg. You feel it leaves your chest, right? You know, and all that. And then bend it again and pull it. Yeah, and keep it as close as you can and straighten the leg. It might not straighten all the way. Make sure you're breathing. Alrighty, and then releasing. Now let's put both legs on ground, straight out and down. Pressing thighs down, lower back might rise off of the floor. That's okay, let it. Take your legs down and reach arms overhead. Big long stretch from waist to tips of fingers and from waist to feet. Breath, smooth, steady. Those of you that cannot keep arms overhead because of shoulders, we'll bring them down. Those that can leave the arms in this position do. And then everyone bend 2 knees into chest. Pull belly down and straighten both legs towards ceiling. Belly down. Do your best to keep your legs straight. Keep right leg up and lower left leg straight away and down. Don't touch the ground with it. And then lift that leg up to meet the right. Lowering right leg straight away from your face. Not out to the side, but straight away. And then raising it. We're going to try it again. If you can't do this because of your back, you can always just bend your knees if you need to. Bend them all the way. Second side. And then everyone bend legs. Once you're done, once you did both sides, just bend your legs. There you go. Okay, so we're going to see if we can straighten the arms overhead, if possible, and take both legs straight up, and then bend them. And then bend them 60 degrees out from the ground, and then bend them, I said that wrong, bend them in. Sorry, bend them in. Let's start again, straight up, straightening them. So that's 90 degrees. And now bend them. And then straighten them out at 60 degrees from the ground and bend them. And then if you can go out 30 degrees from the ground and then bend them and back to 90 and bend and 60 and bend and 30 and bend. Make sure you're breathing. If you need a rest, rest. Go to 90 if you can. Stay here. If you need to rest, you always bend your legs. You can always put your feet on the floor. Now those that are feeling fine in the back, keep them straight and lower them to 60. Straighten them and lower them to 30. And then bend them all the way in. Now let's put feet on floor and lower the arms. Good job. Okay, leave your left leg as it is. Draw your right leg in and straighten right leg. Try to pull it a little bit closer to you. If you can reach your toe, take your toe. Breathe. And bend. And second side when you're ready. So we're going to pull that left leg in a little bit deeper than we might normally. And then take your toe if you can. Your knee might have to slightly bend to allow for that. And then release. Okay, now I think maybe just glance over here. So maybe just turn your head and so what I'm going to ask you to try is to keep your left leg on the ground and your right leg straight. And I've got my hands on the back of my leg. And then I'm gonna pull my head up, but I'm gonna really pull with my arms. So I'm gonna exhale and then pull. You could see my knee bent a little bit, but I'm trying to get you to really curl your head and shoulders up. So let's just give it a shot. Take your left leg on the ground, stretch your right leg up, hold it with your hands. And then on your timing, take an exhale and pull your head up, pull your leg with your arms, and then lay yourself back down. Let's just do that same side again. Try it when you're ready. Exhale, lift your shoulders and pull your leg, and then lay back down. You got it. Let's do the other side. That was really good. Really good. So when you're ready, your timing with the left leg, exhaling when you're ready, pulling with your arms and lift. That's it. And then lay down. And then when you're ready, your timing, you'll do a second one. Because don't you feel on the second one, you kind of like know what to do more? And then lay down. There you go. Hug knees in. All right, good. All righty. So let's lay on the belly. So if we're going to stretch the quads a little bit, and if you've got a hard surface, you know, if you're on a hard floor, you might need to throw a blanket under your belly just so your hip bones are protected. And so then stretch your legs back. Try to get longer through your belly and your back. And then if you can, bend your right leg and see if you can reach back and take your foot. Head position is optional. You can be upright, you can be resting the head down, whatever is best for your neck and shoulders. Make sure you're breathing. Tailbone down. Good. And then releasing and changing over other side. Try to lower the tailbone. Good. Now, if two together is hard, then go back to the right only. But if you can do both, do both. Tailbone down. And those that have both, now lift your arms and legs. And those that are only doing one, change over to the other side. Breathing. And then lower the arms and legs. Good job. Okay, just rest. Rest your head down, rest your shoulders. Try to get long in your back again, so kind of walk your legs away. And we're going to take Salabhasana when you're ready. So your arms are at your sides, tighten up your legs, bring your legs together. On an exhalation breath, lift your arms, lift your legs, lift your chest, lift as high as you can with the limbs. Straight arms, straight legs in this one, Salabhasana. And lower everything and rest. Preparing again, Salabhasana, squeeze the legs together, tighten the knees, exhale, lift arms and legs as soon as you're ready. Try to lift higher. Good. And releasing. So we're going to go up to plank from here. So you want to have your feet on your sticky mat. Bring your hands beside your chest. Think of a push-up, right? Think of where you would put your hands if you were doing push-ups. Turn your toes under, walk them under you, and then those that can keep the legs straight and push all the way to plank do. Otherwise, go hands and knees, and then straighten legs. Good. Long through the heels, long through the top of the head. That's better. Now tighten up your abs, pull your sternum forward, and then bend your elbows. See if you can keep your legs straight and go all the way to the floor. Good job. Good job. Now just be here and pull your elbows in towards your ribs. Touch your elbows, your inner elbows closer to your body. Push back into your heels, tighten your knees, lift your thighs. Straighten your legs. Lift your thighs off of the floor. And then see if you can take a strong exhalation breath and go to plank. That's it. Pull your abs up, bend elbows, keep them close to your body as you lower yourself all the way to the floor. Elbows in, in. That was a little better. Good, okay. So bring your forearms now in front of you and pull your belly long, lengthen your legs. Those that can, catch both feet at the same time, bend both legs. If you can only do one at a time, then you're just gonna take, one side, but if you can, you're gonna bend both, lift your chest, and then swing both arms back and grab feet. If you're only doing one, take, just one at a time. Those that have 2 feet, lift arms, legs, Dhanurasana. Breathe here. Lift your chest more. Lift your arms more. Better. Release down, hands to the chest. Turn your toes under, go right to plank. Yeah, downward dog. Thighs back. All right, let's walk forward and stand. Just walk, bend your legs, walk them forward, and stand yourself on up. And then just be upright for a few breaths, because we've been on the floor. Okay, so I just want to see if I can see you guys where you're on your setup. All right, good. Okay, so put your hands at your hips and then take a nice big stance out wide. So when your legs are wide like this, you don't want the energy to just sort of slop out towards your feet. You want to see if you can suck energy from your feet up towards your hips, towards your waist. And then turn your whole right leg from the hip joint out. And then draw that energy up again from your feet. Hands to hips. Kind of open your chest by pulling your elbows back. There you go. And then bend your right leg directly away, directly to the side. So the thigh bone is going straight out from the hip socket. That's it. And then straighten it in that track. Don't let it come out of that track. And straighten it. Now your back foot, your left foot, see if you can walk it back a little bit. So you're going to take a slightly wider distance, and we're going to rebend that right leg directly to the right, straight out from the hip socket. That's better. Now if you need to come up, of course, you'll come up, but those that can, you're going to lean over the right leg, put your forearm on the thigh, roll your right shoulder back, and stretch that left arm open. Breathe. Energy in your abs is back a little bit. The rib cage is rolling open towards ceiling. Nicely done, you guys. Tighten the belly, rise up, and straighten right leg. Turn that whole leg in. Let's walk back on in. Just shimmy back in. Good job. And when ready, back out wide distance. Hands could go to your waist just so you kind of know what to do with your arms. And then turn your left leg out from the top, and we'll bend left leg. That's it. And then re-straighten it. Walking your right foot away from it a little bit, slightly wider distance. And then when you're ready, rebend that left. Keep it tracking directly out from the hip, so you're not letting the knee come forward. And then if you can, you're going to bring forearm down. Don't let your front shoulder come forward. Just roll it back. And then the back arm stretches open, rib cage rolling up. Your gaze might go up. Pull the energy in your belly back. Stamp your feet into the ground. Your poses look beautiful, everyone. Nice. And then strong legs, rise, and then straighten that front leg, turn it in, and we can heel toe in and come all the way back in. Great. I'm turning sideways. You don't really need to. Take your feet wide, bend your knees, and fold forward. You can have your fingers on the ground. You can hold your elbows, whatever feels stable for you. That's it. Couple breaths here. Just let your legs be bent. See if you can let your head come down. See if you can allow your head to release down the back of your neck, the back of your head, long and soft. And now bring your fingertips on the ground about a foot away from your toes. And straighten your legs, slowly pulling your spine forward. Good. And then re-bend your legs and just draw your belly back as you round yourself up to stand. And then once you're up, you can start straightening up your legs more. Good. Okay. Hands to waist. Take a nice wide step out. Try to get to that wider distance like we did on the second one we did when we went out wider. Okay, good. And then your whole right leg turning out from the top. We're going to keep right leg straight on this one. So quads firm, hamstrings firm, stretch the two arms open. Pull the belly back and go to Trikonasana over the right side. Just go where you can. If you can go to the Shandu and then come on up. Tighten the knees. That's it. And then turning right foot forward. And then when you're ready, turning left leg from the hip joint out. Tighten the triceps and the big muscles of the legs as you're going now left. Tighten your knees. That looks good, yeah. And then rising. Poses look so good. You guys bring that foot, turn it in. Let's heel toe back in and come back into Tadasana. Really good. Okay. I'm turning my back. You don't need to turn. We're going to bring the arms behind us, but we're going to see if we can bring them across the waist like that. So when you're ready, bring your right one across. Help it a little bit with your left hand, and then see if you can get your left one to come across too. Yeah. There you go. And then change it, and we'll just do the other side. So when you're ready, it's the left one. And then the right one comes across to you, yeah. Good, and then release and interlock and raise the arms away from you. And then bring them down and change the interlace and raise them again. Breathe. Good, okay, and then release. Now, if you can easily sit in Virasana with blankets and bolster underneath your hips, then you'll take your setup for your Virasana. And if you can't sit in Virasana, then just sit in simple cross legs. It's totally not imperative. So, but those of you that can comfortably sit in Virasana, do. And then otherwise, you're sitting in simple cross legs. And make sure your knees feel comfortable. So just if it's irritating at all on the knees, then you're going to undo it into cross legs. You know, or maybe even just like taking one leg out. If so, say it's just one leg that's bothering you. You could always just take one leg out if you need to. But don't make it too hard. All right, and then we're gonna go up with the right arm, bend it. And then if you can, you're gonna bring your left behind, And just see if you can slide left fingers up towards right. And if you can't do both arms, you know, that's okay. Just do one, it's all right. Good job. And then we're gonna release the arms, and when you're ready, just taking left arm up, bending it. So it might be this is all you're doing, that's okay. And then, you know, if that bottom arm is available to you, you'll just see where it goes. That's good. And now let's just undo it, and we're just gonna do it one more time on each side. So when you're ready, right arm up, and then left arm is the bottom arm, just going where you're, you know, reasonable for you. And undoing, and when you're ready, second side. That looks good. Couple breaths. And then lower arms. Go ahead, if you're in the Virasana, most of you in Virasana, just go ahead and come forward and then do your legs. So go to hands and knees and then undo your legs. So just straighten them. Alrighty. Take one blanket. If you're a more flexible person, you don't need to take the blanket. But most of us are going to take a blanket folded in half and sit on it. And then we're going to leave the right leg kind of in a really comfortable, so I haven't bent it way in, it's just in a real comfortable bend here. And then I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to take it out really wide, like very much challenging how much it'll go out to the side, the left leg. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then help it, put your hand there under your knee and help it. And then put that one in a really comfortable bend where you're just, you're not struggling with the left leg. You can kind of lean over to the side like I'm doing, and your right leg, you're gonna take it way over to the side, way out, almost like it could go straight over to the side. So you're really challenging the wide on just one leg. Okay, and then with your hand underneath your knee, help it. I'm going to turn my screen down just a tad, since we're back down on the ground. Let's just do that one again. So the right one in just a comfortable position, and then that left one, you can help it with your arm, and you're taking it out to the side as wide as you can. Now sit up. Yeah. Good. And then help it with your hand and really try to relax the leg and help it, and then we'll do the other one. So your arm can help it go over to the side more, and then try to sit up. Once you get it over there, try to sit up. Yeah. Okay, and then help it, put your hand under it, and actually lift it with your arm. Okay, now we're gonna go to wide legs. And challenge it a little bit, see if you can just go a little bit wider than maybe, oh, that looks great, you guys. So then slide a tiny bit off of your blanket. So if you're on the blanket, slide forward a tiny bit and then really sit up. Use your hands to help you sit up. It might be in the front for some of you, it might be in the back, but just sit up as high as you can. Good, and then lean back and help your legs, and now right into the center. All right, so those of you that can really comfortably bend the right knee like this will, and if you can't, you're gonna bring it back up into that more easy bend. So don't strain right knee, and then take left leg out wide. Really wide though. Now just imagine that the two knees go wider. Good. And then you're gonna help the legs and bring them back up. And we're gonna do that on the other side. So the left knee bent out, if that's comfortable. If that's not, you keep it up. And then that right one, take it out wide. And then once you get here, widen the two knees. Pull them apart from each other. You feel the muscles in your legs work differently when you do that? Good. And then lean back a little bit, help, and take the two forward. Yeah. Okay. So then we're going to take Janu Sirsasana, kind of classic Janu Sirsasana, keeping your left leg straight forward as it is, but bend the right knee out to the side, bringing right foot against left thigh. So this is kind of the beginner Janu Sirsasana. And sit up tall. Take your right hand to the straight leg, revolving towards the straight leg. Good. So Bridget, are your legs, is it your right leg that's bent? Change it. So go ahead, Bridget, and there you go. So we're gonna, that's it. And you're gonna turn to the straight leg. That's right, that's it. Yeah. All right, so some of us are gonna slide that right hand down towards the left foot, towards the outstretched foot, if that's available to you. If you can't quite get there, just go to your shin, that's all right. And then your left hand, place it on the ground beside you and really lift the chest. If you need a break, of course, you're just gonna sit up and undo your legs. But those that are still here, doing fine, stable, your right hand, the one that's outstretched, flip it to the inner foot, and then bring that left hand to the outer edge of the foot, and everyone lift the chest. You could be holding your shin. You don't have to be holding your foot. Good job. Legs down, sit back on up, and then helping your bent leg straighten it out. When you're ready, bend the left leg out to the side, this sort of preliminary Janu Sirsasana, where your foot is flexed, your bent leg foot is flexed and touching the straight leg thigh. And then turning to straight leg side. That's it. Go. You got it. So you can always just work right here. You don't have to keep adding all those next phases, but those that can, that front hand slides down to the foot, and your right hand goes a little bit to your side, and it helps you to get longer through your spine. Make sure you're breathing. So Bridget, did you change your legs? So there you go. That's it. You got it. And then we're gonna flip the front hand, if you can, to the inner foot. And that right hand goes all the way forward to the outer foot and lift your chest. That's right. You could be holding your shin. You certainly don't have to be holding your foot. Legs down. Try to go up with your spine. Up with your chest. That's right. And then everyone, legs down. Release the foot or the shin, sit upright, and help the bent leg and take it out. All right. So let's do Bharadvajasana, but we're going to use the blanket. So we're going to turn the blanket to the short side, the narrow side, and sit on it. This could also be a bolster. If it's difficult to do this on just a single blanket, you certainly could sit up on your bolster. When you're ready, take your feet, your legs, and sweep them over to your left, because I want you to turn to the right. So we're going to put the feet on the left, and then we'll sit up. And first, just go ahead and turn to the right. So we did this earlier in class, but I'm hoping that maybe we can add in a few more parts of the pose after the other things we did between now and then. So your belly drop back, your front arm push it a little harder to see if you can get your ribs around to the right more. Keep your belly pulled back, your hips firm. And now your right hand, your back hand, see if you can lift it off of the floor, bend it across your back waist, like you're trying to stretch your fingers towards your thigh. Your right finger's touching your left hip or thigh. Chest open. And then undo those arms, let your ribs turn forward, and we're gonna bring the legs in front. And when you're ready, you're gonna sweep over onto the right, and we'll try the other side. So first, just when you're ready, sit up, make sure you're breathing. And then revolving away from the feet to the left. Pull your belly back a little bit, because it just, the energy kind of falls forward. So Dawn, are you turning away from your feet? So there you go, yeah, that's it. Open the chest, your front hand, kind of make it stronger against the leg so that maybe you can roll your ribs to the left more and lift your left hand off of the ground. If you can lift your back hand, bend that arm across your back waist any amount, like you're trying to get your left fingers to reach towards your hip or maybe the top of your right leg. And I know some of you are just saying, what? That is not gonna happen. Don't worry, it's okay. And then undo and take your legs out straight around. So can you sit here with your legs straight forward like this in Dandasana? So I'm sitting up on the blanket, my legs are straight. Okay, so we're gonna put the right arm across our back waist. You know, we did this standing up. It's certainly a little easier standing. And then see if you can take your left fingers and just grab your right fingers, be gentle, but see if you can bring your arm across a little bit more. Yeah. And then let's do the other side. You know, if you've just had your shoulder replaced, of course, you have to be very thoughtful. So we're gonna do, when you're ready, the left one, right hand helps a little bit, and you see if you can get it to come around. Those of you that are getting it to come around, see if you can start, I'm gonna turn just a little bit so you can see if you can get the hand to start coming around your waist more. Okay, and undo it. Now let's just do the broad Vajrasana one more time. So we're gonna put feet to the left. You know, if something's going on in your knee and you just have to put that leg out, absolutely, it could go out. So don't strain the knee. All right, so Leslie, you probably don't wanna, you could maybe try it, but so I'm gonna have you do your arms a little bit different now that I've got you really warmed up. You're gonna bring your left palm onto your left leg. And then your right arm, bring it behind you and see if you can get your right hand all the way to the upper arm of that left arm. Yeah. Okay, so if this is too much, then you're just gonna do the first one that we did. But those of you that have the upper arm, then you're gonna take your left hand and see if you can bring it to the other leg. There you go, and then turn to the right. Open your collarbones. Beautiful. And then undo and let that back arm come around. That was great. And then swing your feet in the front, and when you're ready, swinging feet onto your right side. At first, just kind of sit up. You know, you can always undo your leg if it's irritating your knee. So I know some of you have one knee that's just doesn't like these bent positions. So then if you can, it's your right arm. You're gonna have the palm up. And you can certainly move it when you're coming into this, you know, this is just a place to start. Then your left hand goes behind your back and you see if you could get all the way around to your upper arm. And this is when I have to get my right and lefts correct, because it's very confusing if I say it backwards. All right, so then your front arm is the front hand is that right hand. You're gonna see if you can get it to go over to the far leg like that. And then you roll your chest open. Now when I do it, my back hip goes with me a little bit, just let it go and really turn to the left. Roll your ribs to the left. You breathe and undo. Undo those legs, straighten them out. All right. So we're seated on the short side of the blanket, correct? I'm gonna have you do one more thing, but if your knees are done, then you're going to do wide legs, keeping the two legs straight instead. So if your knees are bothering you, then I don't want you to do any more of the bent stuff. So, but those that can, you're gonna bend your right knee to the side, but instead of keeping it close to the right leg this time, we're gonna really walk that knee back. So we've got a wider distance now between the two knees. And this is when it's helpful to be seated on that short side of the blanket, right? So the blanket is not stopping your right knee from moving back more. And like I said, you know, if this knee is done, you're just in straight legs. Right? So now everyone, the left leg, take it down. And then turn to the right, to the bent leg side. Pretend you could turn your back towards your straight leg. Like your back ribs, we're gonna face your straight leg now. And breathe. Yeah, that looks great. Keep your left ribs, I'm sorry, those are your right ribs. So the ribs that are with the bent leg, keep those ribs rolling to the right. And your left arm, the same arm as the straight leg, stretch it towards the straight leg. And lean towards your straight leg. But roll your right ribs open. Make sure you're breathing. Now, some of us, this is it. We've hit our end movement, and that's okay. Those of you that are more flexible, your front arm, your left arm, you're gonna lower it onto the straight leg. And then the back arm is gonna come up and over and possibly go all the way to your foot. Keep right ribs rolling open towards ceiling. Parvrita Janu Sirsasana. That's it. Straight leg is down for everyone, and then rising up. Straight leg goes down, down, down as you rise back up. It's really important that when you're moving in and out of Janu Sirsasana that your straight leg stays grounded. So only move so far as you can really keep it down, okay? Otherwise, you have the possibility of irritating the hamstrings. So then we're gonna help the bent leg and bring it out forward. And if your left leg can bend back, then bend it and really widen the two knees. If the left knee is irritated, that leg is out straight. So everyone, you know, you're always protecting your knee joint, but everyone now, your right leg is really straight and down. And then we'll revolve towards the bent leg first. So it's like you want to pretend that you could face your back towards your straight leg. And the straight leg goes down. That's it. I know I'm holding you, but it's good. I want you to get that sense of it. And then keep your left ribs rolling to the left as you reach your right arm towards the straight leg. Make sure you're breathing. And then for some of us, this is it. So go ahead and take your right arm out towards the straight leg. That's it. And for some of us, we just work here. And then ones that are a little more flexible can bend that right arm and lay it on the leg. And then the back arm, that left arm, can cup up and over and possibly all the way to the foot. But you're still rolling your ribs open towards ceiling. And of course, the straight leg is down. It's lovely, everyone. And then really pushing that leg down as you rise back on up. And let's help the bent leg and release it forward. You're gonna lay onto your back. So just bending your knees, recline. Let your back just settle there with your knees bent. Feel the ground under you, feel the right and left side of your back. Make sure you're breathing. Celia, is your back okay? Okay? Okay. And then take your feet wide and your knees together and push your knees a little bit together. Energy of your belly slightly down. And then try the opposite, bringing your feet together and your knees apart. And if it doesn't feel good on the hip and knees, then you go back to the first one. If you want to put your arms over your head, you can. Or your arms wherever you like. So it might be hands on belly for some of you. It might be overhead for some of you. Just let your arms relax though. And try to relax your legs. If your legs are not comfortable here, go back to the first one where your knees are together. So make sure that you're able to let go here. And then Shavasana, just sliding your legs out and taking whatever you need for low back. So if you want bolster under the knees, if you need a pillow underneath your head, take a moment so you're not touching unnecessary props and furniture. You're in a tight space like I am, you just gotta make sure you're not bumping into anything. And so the reason you want to do that is to let your energy release and not be bound. So one of the things we're doing with our yoga practice is creating boundlessness in our spirit and our consciousness. And so a simple thing like allowing your body to have space around it in Shavasana is an aspect of that, where you're not restricting your energy from flowing in any direction in Shavasana. Taking that moment to set the body well, giving it space, and then really releasing to ground. Arms and legs, hands and feet soft. Allow the belly to rest towards spine. Allow the chest to gently fall. Throat soft, face soft. Front body sinking, back body. Relax, release. On your exhalations, let go. As if with each exhalation, you could release from you what is no longer necessary. On each exhale, releasing what is not yours to carry. Allowing it to drop. fall away from your body into the ground. Over and over again, releasing on the exhalation breath, so that eventually what remains is your body, your breath, and your spirit. Feel your breath, just the natural inhale, natural exhale. Because we're at home, you could stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. If you feel ready to come out, you can take your time, roll into your side. Doing what feels best. It's fine to stay in Shavasana, but we'll just leave the mics muted because a few of you will stay. And if you are coming up, I'll say namaste now. Thanks for being here.